basically, if we are saying time management means that we have a plenty of the things, if we say management, if we use the word management itself means that we have plenty of something. So to some people, they think that they have plenty of time. This is, if we can say, a message to those people that they are thinking that they have plenty of time. First of all, some of you would be asking why I have to manage my time, those people who are asking this question, I do kindly advise you that you open up a note after this speech or after this talk and ask yourself two main questions. Do I have a vision? And do I have a mission? Because people who think that they don't need time management, usually they still didn't develop the vision and mission understanding in their life. So the vision is something that you can see yourself within 1 year, within 2 years, within 5 years, or even 10 years, where you can see yourself. And different aspects, not only study, all the aspects. And the mission is what are the methods that are taking you to the vision. The skills, the network, the people, the friends, and everyone. So in this talk, basically, I'm going to go through the effective communication through the email and the Google email, of course, and the Google Calendar, because basically those are free access to everyone, despite the fact that some of you might have organizations emails like the Microsoft, but you still can use Google for this. And I'll be talking a little bit about the social media use. And last but not least, I will be also tracking the how you can track record your effort, your work, until you can get the things. Okay. So the first thing I would be asking myself, when I'm going to go through anything, the first thing I'll be asking myself, am I leading the things or the things are leading me? So first thing, when you woke up in the morning, do you have a semi-schedule? I'm not going to ask you to be a robot, to be honest. Like at 10 a.m., I have this, 10:30, I have that. No, but you have a semi-schedule. Do you know what are you going to achieve? Do you know that at the end of these 24 hours, you have at least done something, one thing, anything, so that's the main question. You have to monitor yourself on 1 week basis, on 1 month basis, on 1 year basis, and then you can ask, why I'm not getting the things? Am I not getting the things because I'm always going with the flow? Someone is calling me, oh, you come have lunch, or go and have lunch. Another one is calling me, you come, we have party. I go and have party. And I'm not saying you don't go to, meet your friends and everything. That's not the proper way. But you also have to have your own plans, you during the day or the week or the month or so ever. So first of all, before going into the deep planning of the day or the deep planning of the time, usually you have to divide the tasks in your life, in general. And as an undergraduate student, mostly your main task is to assignments and exams, so that's quite understood that this is your main task now. So let's say that the big portion, the biggest portion of the day or of the effort is spent on studying, let's say 50%. But this is studying like assignments and courses, you're just doing it. You're forcefully doing it because you have to pass. Let's say this is hopefully the worst, scenario. Out of this 50%, you have also 20% minimum, 20%, we have some kind of subjects that we like most, and studying them is kind of attractive and refreshing, So you can, or maybe you have a group studying for one of the subjects that they're sort of difficult, to handle alone. So this is also like 20% of your effort, And then minimum you have 15% of volunteering, and I like to call it seeding tasks, because these seeding tasks, the things that you are now seeding during the undergraduate time and your time, your era is quite different than previous generation era. You can do a lot of things in your hostel or in your home. So you have to start thinking about volunteering and seeding tasks. If your university is offering some hubs, you get involved with that and save some time for that. If your university is not offering that, you approach the lecturers that might have these potentials for you. That's why you need to learn the email techniques. You need to learn the calendar techniques. Okay, so you can save time and go through these achievements, and again, we have these another 15% of healing. I like to call it healing and rebuilding, because despite the fact that your category is a young generation, but you still have your own traumas, your own struggles, your own fightings and battles. I appreciate that, but you should understand that you should give time. You don't overpass that, and you give a little bit time of that to heal yourself. So this is not a compulsory division of the tasks and the day and everything, but you make your own. Now after this talk, as I told you earlier, you write down the vision and mission, and I write down my tasks. I divide my tasks and I name them by my own names, So this is the other thing. So as I told you, for volunteering, the things that I will go through for the email, why it is essential. 27 to 55% of the people who have a rich CV that has been built through volunteering and managing time properly with a degree, they have the chances to get the job much higher. Okay, so your era is quite different than the other people's previous eras, because previously you buy the ticket of degree and you get the job. In your era, it's different, In your era, you need to manage your time to get the degree, to get the good marks, and then to get experience. You have to have a CV with experience before graduation to secure yourself a good opportunities or higher opportunities. So we go through the emails. First of all, the email thing is, you cannot imagine the successes and the chances and opportunities you can achieve by writing a proper email to someone you even don't know. Like a lecturer or some scientist, because I've tried myself these things. I wrote to many people and they replied to me, and I got a lot of, collaborations and very nice things, They don't know me, I just know them. So again, you don't know the lecturer, you know the lecturer, you know the person, you know the friend you want to email and do the collaboration or working with them. But the thing is that they don't know you. So you have a one-shoot email to let them know you in a few minutes and get you in the team, okay, whatever this team is. So first of all, you write a proper address, applying to volunteer, or if there is a specific job or a specific announcement for a position, you write the name of that project also. And then please use the correct name or the correct title for as initiation to start the proper relation with the person, So if the university is using doctor or associate prof or prof, university is using that, you just use that, use whatever the university is using. I really advise you that you do not start the email with the hi and 3 dots, this is hi 3 dots reflecting unprofessional personality, which is, I really believe that your generation is not like that. Your generation is having way potentials. It's just like they don't know how to show the potentials. This is what I believe, actually. Then you just write a small greeting, like just good day. Okay, and please, before going further, you just write the name of the person you are addressing properly. Do not write the name with mistakes, like spelling it improperly, because that's wrong. That's have 50% of the relationship initiation will be gone, sometimes, not all the time. And then you just write a greeting, as I said. Then you introduce yourself, like my name is, you give your full name, and you give your position, like first year or second year or whatever year. And then what do you want? I'm keen to volunteer in your team or in your research group. And maybe this is not compulsory. This sentence this sentence is not compulsory, but maybe you might read, because before going through the person, emailing the person for something, you should have gone through his or her articles, work, everything, and then you write down these things, So you first go through the university's website, your university website, and check, or you even Google the name of the person, the lecturer you are approaching. I can tell you, at least what I have seen, that lecturers always have time to reply for effective students, and also have a position for you. There are plenty of projects you will have a glimpse on the things, There are plenty of projects that needs serious students to initiate experience through these projects. And then you just tell the person that I have read your article, I want to this article, you give the name of the article, and I wanted to be part of your team to work on this research, and thank you. I highly appreciate your time and regards. Now, don't do the mistakes like, addressing as I told you, the lecturer improperly, and you just do the clear purpose, what you want, You just don't send hi, that's all. Because definitely they will not reply to hi, just tell everything in one shot, and you will get an effective reply by that way. And then, this is the first step of doing your part. If you have a good CV, you think that I'm a competitive person, and I deserve a better position, you just attach your CV directly. You give everything about yourself directly in one email, in one shoot. Okay, so what are the things that, let's say, a first year student, or second year, or third year, or fourth or fifth year, any year, because some universities, they have until fifth year, what are the chances that, or how can I imagine myself? Well, first of all, as I told you earlier, there are a lot of hubs, educational hub, environmental hub, and professional art hub. Professional art hub means that you can mix art, whatever art you like, drawing, photography, some digital art, with what your field of interest. Like for me, my field of interest is pharmaceutics. Maybe I can mix it in a certain way in pharmaceutics. Other person, microbiology. Maybe they can mix it with microbiology, and on. So you can, I've seen a lot of undergrad students, they have done the part, they have used their time properly, especially the semester breaks, and maybe some of the summer time, to do the scientific poster. And by saying scientific poster, it's not like just writing something out and then publishing it on Facebook. This is not the way. The way is that they contribute in conferences, and peer-reviewed committee has accepted their poster, and it has been published in some place, which is either a conference or a journal that or website of the conference that recognize their effort in the academia. So do not, I advise you, I've seen this mistake, I advise you not to do something and publish it on Facebook, unless it is like already published somewhere else and you're just attaching on Facebook, for example. Public speaker, yes, believe it or not, I've also seen students, third year, they can be a public speaker and represent the research ideas because they have again invested the semester break, their time in studying, their time in searching the ideas, communicated with a proper lecturer to support them and help them in achieving their dreams of enriching their CVs. Later on, the same one he is now done from their scientific posters and their work, they can train the newcomer and become their trainer, And at the end of the day, you'll be getting, as I told you earlier, a rich CV with a degree. No, you no more get the degree. I told you, you get the rich CV with a degree. So I think many of you know already some of these faces, So these are all like undergrad student, but for me, or for TOTS lab formulation, they are actually researcher. So we all work together, you see, we all, like, you can imagine like us in one line, and we are working together, to brainstorm together, to interview. I've been interviewing them for their experiences, and actually the lab leader managed also to interview them through a professional, media company to represent their, novel idea, because their work has been reached into a novel stage. I think other group of students here, they remember this work also from other university, undergrad student. I tell you, this work has been produced from first and second year student, no more, no third and fourth. They were at that time first and second year student. So they wrote simple articles in a local magazine. They went online courses, competitions, and the money also they donated. Doing simple art is still fine. You can do anything. You don't need to build a rocket, you just do whatever you feel you can do. Poster competitions they have done, and they post all their work, all their posters on e-poster. You can Google it actually. Some of them, they only have mere art skills, so they just participated with the art skills. They have digital art skills, so they just did some videos to illustrate some pharmacological problems. And we just go to the rural areas in the village, and we just, help students. So does that all has been initiated by email only? I mean, I just send the email and just wait, and then no one has replied to me. Oh, they might be not interested in me. You might think like that, but that's not true. The thing is that, lecturers are busy, but like we were talking before this talk starts, we were saying that whenever an opportunity comes, we always say, yes, I can do it. But then we make the time for doing it, because we don't know if we have the time or not. But if really the things are precious to you, you will make the time for it, you will manage to do it. So being true to yourself, you will understand that you have to make the time to it. And the lecturer is always, or the anyone who's supervising or mentor you, they are always busy. So how I can send them the email I have showed to you earlier, but in a calendar, in a calendar. So I will show you how you can do that. So all of you, that how you can open this calendar. This is a simple calendar in the Google, in the Gmail. And you simply, one of the things I do actually, when I don't feel like I have achieved enough, and I'm reassessing myself, I open the calendar and I see what I have done this month, why I'm not producing. So it's a very effective tool not to judge yourself. Sometimes we judge ourselves. So I open up and I see that my month was full already. I'm okay. Or sometimes I feel like I didn't do enough. So it's a good thing to keep the record for yourself. So because it's also, I think it's good. I advise you to use it whenever, particularly use the group working, when you are working in team, or when you are using the reports, writing the reports together, you just use it, use it as a proof, for tracking your efforts as a group. So how to use the calendar on the Google. This is the calendar, the same one, the photo I have showed to you. I will now show you how. Let's say I have pressed on 25th. I can repeat actually. Okay, I have pressed here on the 25th. You can go now and press on the 25th and see you on 25th, see yourself on 25th, have how much you have changed yourself, how much you have set your unconscious into conscious, to monitor your time and manage your time. So going to 25th, and then you just write down, the topic you are reminding yourself, make sure that the time is proper, 10 a.m., maybe it's 10 a.m., 10 p.m., or any other time. And add the Google Meet. The link will appear for your video to call. You just write a proper email. You can attach from here, actually, whatever you have done, documents or CV. Okay, I'm just writing here down and reminder to myself, hi myself, what have you done since 1 month, since the talk, And then, after that, You just simply, go from the guests here and just add by email the guest. You can add many as you wish. I just added myself here because I'm sending a self reminder to myself from this time until that time what I have been done. And you see it will appear right away here. Okay. Now you can delete it, by the way, if you want. And if you are deleting it, a notification will be sent to the person that you have deleted the appointment, for example. So I do advise you to communicate with the lecturer or anyone you have you want to approach for a position, volunteering or such a way. If it is in your college and in your school, you can start with this way, by sending them an invitation email at the calendar, but you can just wrap it up all in everything with the attachment and everything else. So we came to the part of social media. Well, in social media, I really do want you to ask one thing, because I'm always concerned about one thing, that the consciousness and unconsciousness, how you plan your life with conscious and unconscious, So if in terms of social media, do you feel, ask yourself this question, you can ask with a group of friends, am I a customer or a resource? Because if you are a customer, it's okay, you don't need to manage time. You're just a customer, and the point of social media is you're using your time. But if you think yourself more than a customer, you're a resource, you can offer something, then you have to pay attention. Now I tell you a short story. Many of you, maybe they don't know what is this. This is a floppy. It has been used at my era when I was an undergrad student. And it looks like I'm traveling by time now by telling this story. Because at that time, we were doing also FIP, final year project, and we had to carry a lot of floppy, and then because I was always searching for new things, and I found out the USB, the flash memory, and I was like, wow. And then I took this flash memory and introduced it to my batch. And then I was the tech girl for this hack, Oh yeah, she's very advanced, she has saved our life. We no more need to carry a lot of floppies, So the point of this story actually is like technology and life is jumping dramatically. So if it is jumping from floppy to USB at my era, I'm pretty sure that at your era, it will be jumping more and more. So you have to be part of this jump, You don't have to say, oh no, I'm old, I don't know, No. You have to be part of the things. And if you want to be part of the things, you have to be part of the time development and time management. So these are at the screen, you see. We have main 6 platforms. Facebook, many of you, they have it since a very long time ago. So it's like, I do believe it's a good investment for people you meet in real life. Doesn't matter where you meet. You just meet them in real life, whether in work or in any other place. But you keep it to real life, And then the Twitter, I do encourage you, if you don't have Twitter, to make an account and just check the people that they are leading people in your career. So who are the leading people in pharmacy, in Nobel Prize winners, you would be more, what to say, up to date to what's going on. You will feel like you're in different time zone when you go there, in a different era, because you are so close to the people that you admire, that you think that you might be in your vision and mission like them one day, So yeah, you go there. And then in LinkedIn, you have the leading companies, the leading companies in your career. So what are these companies? You just follow them and you learn what they need, jobs, how they qualify the people in the future, what are the skills that they like. And then you just, design yourself accordingly, update yourself accordingly, if you can say. The Instagram also, again, you have to keep it. You may keep it, not you have to. You are free to decide, but you may keep it for the real people in life also, you know them. unless you want to make it a public account, of course. But for leading people in your career, you just go and find on TikTok also. And in YouTube also, you go again for the companies that you admire. Now, accordingly, if you want to make a public account, all right, if you have the, because everyone have the right to do a public account to address everyone. If you want to make a professional public account, your audience will be accordingly to these subtitles. So if, let's say, you are doing a LinkedIn public account, you're addressing, not directly, of course, indirectly, you're addressing by the content you are publishing, by the time you are spending there, you're addressing the companies in your field. Yeah, same on Twitter, you're addressing the people in your field, and same on Facebook, So again, the same applies to this content. And the point is, actually, I do advise you, because networking is about everything, If you get the proper networking with international and national people, multicultural people, from all around the world people, you will be amazed how many things you have thought and they were completely wrong about different cultures, different people. You think, because you never get a PhD by getting the information from TV, We don't get our information from TV. We get our information from real people, So this is a brief advising about social media. Of course, this is not the full advising of it, how to handle it and how your audience will be accordingly. Now, reaching to last but not least thing that I'm addressing here is the workflow timeline. Now, we have said earlier that, you're going to work with the lecturers, you're going to work with professors, you're going to work with the seniors in research based on the email you have sent successfully and the calendar that you have booked successfully and smartly, So, of course, the busy schedule that the lecturers and the seniors are having make them like to have such kind of work agreement, but it's like indirect agreement that you do a drive, you make a drive for yourself and this drive is like your shared folder about what you are doing on this X project, whatever it is, and you upload. So you upload your work, whether it is, let's say, designing a photo, designing a diagram, designing or doing calculation on the Excel, or writing some, article, whatever it is, this drive, the one that you have assigned and shared with that person who's mentoring you, full of the progress. So at least, if it's not urgent, at least you update every 1 month, so the person can see, that you are hardworking, you are serious, and you can, I repeat again, you cannot imagine the opportunities that the lecturers and seniors are having to put you in. But if they don't see you serious and they don't feel and touch that you are serious, they cannot, So these are kind of things you're offering yourself and you're showing that you're serious, and then you will get the opportunity, and probably, the volunteered work will be, later paid work. We don't know. So I do advise you like to use some apps, like this task from Google, and the list also, list to do from Google. List to do from Google, it will pops up in your, Chrome every day and tell you, you didn't do this, Task will be more easy on you, It will just show on the day you have said, have you done this? So your personality, everyone knows their personality, which one suits you, you just use, And as I told you, the drive you have to use by the way to update your senior or to update your mentor. For Dropbox, I do advise you that you can use for if you are doing like things related to multimedia, so you can upload videos and the huge, files, and don't consume the drive, the whole drive, So again, telling that you have to be organized and you have to use time and you have to do this and that doesn't mean that we don't have time to enjoy. We had time to, I think me and Miss Sini, we had time during the COVID first lockdown, we still were able to smile, doing some projects about hand sanitizer, and we had time to break fast, with the lab members. Here I remember that, for example, me and my colleagues, we had time to take breakfast while the sample was measuring, you know. So you make the time, you don't become robot. Likewise, I tell you, you have to have a rich CV, but you have to have life also, you know. You are not a robot. So you just enjoy, you know, go to the maximum and enjoy, but also be professional and successful. At the end, you know, I really want to share a story with you because I know this is very common in many families or many pharmacy students. Basically, I wanted to be an astronaut. Yeah, I was telling my family this, and I was sharing that I don't want to be pharmacist, you know, because you know, particularly not the families, all the families, they want their daughters and sons to be either physician, doctors, or pharmacists. You know, this is the top. You know, later maybe lawyer or. But this is the top, you know, and I don't believe that, you know. But anyway, so for me, it was plus special because they want me to pursue the family heritage. You know, who's going to be the pharmacist, Neha? You take the things, you know. And then I was like, no, I don't want to be pharmacist, you know. What do you want to be? I want to be astronaut. Oh, wow. You know, you can imagine the shock. But luckily, my parents contained my ambitions, if I can say. And to be honest, I have proceeded. I have gone forward in the pharmacy just because of my mother, because she wanted that. But you know, that was the first semester. The first semester I was proceeding for my mother. Later, I spoke with myself. I sat and I spoke with myself, and I said, Reem, yes, it looks like, you know, you're going to be a pharmacist, huh? So what are you going to do about it? You find something you love in this field, huh? And I realized that I love research. At the end, it turned out that I don't like to be an astronaut. I like adventure. I like being in trouble in some way. So I like going into the lab, finding a problem, and fix that problem. This is what I like. I like to discover something new. I like to find weird data and translate that data into novel things. So at the end of the day, I like adventure. So whether it's NASA or whether it's research, it both satisfies what I want. So at this stage, if you don't like what you do, you find something that will make you like it, you know, because obviously, you're going to spend your whole life with it. So you choose it wisely. Thank you so much for your time. Now, maybe we can open for Q&A session. Or maybe we continue. I'm not sure about this.
I think we can take after this, after both of you have finished your talk.
Sure.
Thank you, Reed. Thank you. I was, my ambition was also not a pharmacy as well. I want to be a teacher, but I'm not allowed to be a teacher. And now I'm a teacher.
Sure.
Okay, Sini, over to you.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation. And Reem, it's a wonderful session that you have shared. I learned a lot from you as well. Yeah, so before I begin, let me just share my screen. I'm sorry. Oops. I found it difficult to share my screen.
Just now you were sharing.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can everyone see my slides? Yeah.
Yes. Prof, picture.
Okay. Yeah. Hello, everyone. So, good evening. You may see me as your super senior. I wouldn't know like how many years I am now, but today I would like to share with you my life as a pharmacy student, what I have gone through so far, like a few years ago. Yeah, so I have graduated in 2018 with, this is my batchmate during our convocation time. So basically what I have encountered is also like 4 years, similar to what you are going to go through. So it's like the first thought of what pharmacy students will do. We can think of like, oh, pharmacies, we dispense drug. or we dispense medicine and we do some lab culture work or something like that. So it always gives people some image like pharmacy student is kind of bookworm. We remember all those drugs. We just like study for exam. But today I would like to say the trend has gone. Pharmacy students can do much more better, or much more things that we thought that we can do. So what would I say? During my time, we are told to study hard but play harder. So during our third year, we do have a group of friends. I mean, yeah, it's our friends. We are arranged to be a same group within the same group for our clerkship. So it's like for the 2 years, we all studied together. But also apart from the scheduled timetable, we do some crazy thingies. So we just pose even though with our lab coat, and we went for karaoke session right after our hospital attachment or training. And also we still spend time to go at Penang Bridge nearby there to watch the sunrise. So I would say you have your own time if you manage well. So that's why as what Rim has mentioned just now is quite important for you to have like a balanced life between your study and your enjoy time, because as I have experienced, pharmacy student, we do have a very packed schedule, especially like during your first to third year, you have like almost 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. schedule. So you have to take care of your own mental health as well. That's why when you study hard, you should play harder. So apart from that, I have concluded that we should have a peer, appreciate your peers, because your peers is the one who's accompany you throughout the 4 years. So how I have supported my peers and how they have supported me is we do have like sports carnivals. So we went to the stadiums and cheer for our friends, cheer for our batch. Yeah, so apart from that, we also dress up. So not it's like the formal dress that we wear for the hospital training, so but we also dress up for our balls, for our pharmacy night. Yeah. So as a pharmacy student, we should have heard about that you have to like communicate. We have learned about like how you're going to communicate to the public. So I think during my time, one thing I feel is very important is what I did is the community engagement. One thing is we went to the kindergarten and teach the kindergarten students how to wash their hands, how to brush their teeth, how to introduce the healthy diet. So we have a group of people doing that. Apart from that, I feel like as a pharmacist, we have to know something about the supplements. So I have joined some of the events organized by our pharmaceutical society to promote or maybe to sell on some supplements, which from here I gained some knowledge about the supplements and also the communication skill with the public. As we know that we all learn through like a very scientific way. We always speak with our peers, our lecturers, our seniors about very scientific words, but how you're going to deal with the public is we often have to use a layman term so that we can make it understandable to the public. So from here, what I gained is I learned not only on the information that we should have as a pharmacy student or maybe a future pharmacist, but also how to communicate well to the public. So apart from that, I have also joined a Green Lung association, which we try to promote no smoking or no tobacco free to create no tobacco free environment to the public. So part of the community engagement that I have did is also on promoting the pharmacy compounding to the public at the school during the through the community outreach program. So we all know that compounding is kind of a specialty that only a pharmacy students equip because when we talk about like clinicals, we have the doctors who are more expert than oftenly being seen like more expert than a pharmacy students. We have, maybe we talk about a microbiology. We may have a microbiologist which they claim to be more expert than a pharmacy students. So the same goes to like a chemistry. So a chemist may have over than their ability may be seen by the public is over than a pharmacy. But one thing is special about a pharmacy career, I would say, is the compounding, which only pharmacy students get to train in this perspective. That's why I think like this is part of our kind of specialty, that we are special. None of the other careers which they have been doing the same as us. So apart from that, because we are going to deal with the people, so I have joined some community outreach, which we went into a countryside place, and we went into like, we get some adopt parents, we stay together with the people and experience how in the countryside, how the people are doing, how their lives going on, and spend like few days with them. Because we would never know that if you are going to be a clinical pharmacist, for sure, for example, you wouldn't sure that which areas you are going to be assigned to serve the people. Because in Malaysia, we are not like, we do have like cities areas, we do have the rural areas. So I'm sure like students, like for our USM students, you have experienced like the city life, but we often forget how we should deal with those people who are in the rural areas, because they may have some electricity problems. So we through this program, I kind of experience and try to being empathy on how their life is. So from there, I know that in the future, how we can help them in terms of how we're going to give the pharmacy service. Yeah. So apart from that, I would say during my undergraduate time, I wasn't a very bright shine student. I would say I'm a very shy and introvert student. Yeah, so I did take initiative to challenge myself, because I was saying I'm a very shy person. I kind of wants to challenge, but because I want to change, that's why I have tried to get into the leadership position in our pharmacy society. So through this program, I have knew a lot of seniors and some mentors, which is very helpful for me. And through the this 1 year of the appointment, I kind of improved my confidence level. I try to talk to people and organize various of events. So we had fun. Yeah, it is very tiring, I know that, but it's about how you manage your time. So it goes back to what Reem has shared before, is just about your time management. So although we have a packed schedule, because we have to take care of a lot of events, but we do have fun as well. We do went out for like a supper. We went to our mentor's house, our lecturer's house for a party, and we also celebrate our seniors' graduation at that time. So last, but maybe not last, but it's a kind of a last part as the undergraduate sharing. We have to know, like, a pharmacy nowadays, we are exposed like, oh, we do have a different view of pharmacy. Because I remember during when I was enrolled as a pharmacy student, what I know about pharmacists is only a clinical pharmacist in hospital. But when after I enroll, I realized that this is not only a clinical pharmacist in our pharmacy field. I've been exposed, like we have the industrial, we do have the non-manufacturing industrial, manufacturing industry. We do have community pharmacy. We can train ourselves as an entrepreneur. So what that time I'm kind of miserable. I didn't know what I want to do. That's why I was kind of trying to went into a different field. So I applied during my second year. I applied into Hospital University Science Malaysia back in Kelantan. So I went for an attachment. Through the attachment, I get to experience in real life how a pharmacist will do in the hospital. And apart from that, I also joined an entrepreneur training under the Pharmacy Society with the collaboration with the CCM industrial company. We do have an entrepreneurship. So yeah, through that, we are also trained like how we can approach the community or maybe the publics, and through the process, how you build your entrepreneurship skills. Because to me, industrial pharmacist is a very new thing. So I joined some academic visit to the pharmaceutical industrial to look around like how an industrial pharmacist being involved in how's their role in the company. And last but not least, I'm glad that I'm joined a research group, one of the research group under Dr. Chan Seok Yi, to do my final year project, because as you all may be aware that in our USM pharmacy course, final year project may not be compulsory for everyone, but I'm glad that I have the decision to join, because I find that this may be one of the things that I want to do in the future. Because that time, as I say, I'm kind of miserable. I wouldn't know like what I want to do, as I was informed that during my undergraduate time, it's like, oh, Malaysia, we might have like saturated pharmacies position has been saturated. We may have want to wait for the contract pharmacies. So I was thinking, do I really want to put myself as a clinical pharmacist in the future, like future 20 to 30 years? But from my attachment back in the hospital, I realized clinical pharmacist might not be the one that I want to do. That's why in my final year, I try to like pursue into like a more research part, and I try to join some research competitions to pitch about my research work. So I would say, if during my time, I wouldn't sure like which one I like the most, but I know that which one I do not want. So I know that I do not want to go into the community pharmacy. I do not want to go into the hospital pharmacy. Why not I try to go into like research part? So that's basically what I have taught in my, like when I graduate, just up to my undergraduate level. So after we graduate, and back in July 2018, I was thinking, what's next? So what I observed that we often say, oh, we are completely graduate from the B Farm, so we can do our pharmacy training and become a pharmacist. Yeah, so what's next? The next things that the most of the people would be doing is the PRP, which is a provisionally registered pharmacist. We do have a 6 category based on the search from our pharmacy board. The first thing is to serve the Ministry of Health, which majority, I would say like more than 90% of the students will be went into this part. So for the Ministry of Health, so people will choose that whether they want to work as a clinical pharmacist at a hospital, or maybe the clinics, in government clinics in some places. Yeah, apart from that, minor part of the people who went into private hospitals, which the role is kind of similar to those who went into the Ministry of Health. Community pharmacist is also one of the popular career that I believe that most of the people, most of the pharmacy students would be interested. Even like some, they initially they chose for the Ministry of Health, but eventually after a few years, they went into the community pharmacy. But a bit rare for during my batch, I can observe rare people knows much about the manufacturing pharmaceutical industry, non-manufacturing pharmaceutical industry, and especially research and development in academia. So I believe that through my PSA workshop, people will have been talking a lot of opinions or maybe sharing session about the first 5 up to like the industrial pharmacies. So it's kind of, I think, a bit secret. It's like no one much talk about the R&D academia. That's why during my time, I was curious about how R&D are doing academia. Yeah, so my choice, since like most of the people went into the PRP through all the 6 paths, but I kind of being the leftover, I would say. I chose to be the leftover. So I pursue my postgraduate study instead of doing a PRP directly. And I'm still currently doing it under USM. Yep. So it's a bit related to the R&D academia, but I wouldn't say I'm doing a PRP because I wasn't under the program for now. So a very similar thing about R&D and postgraduate is we all do lab works. So trying to introduce what postgraduate students do, because we often like see, postgraduate students just study and do lab work, study and do lab work, or maybe write thesis. Yeah. So what I did as a postgraduate student is I did lab work, of course, because this is just, this is compulsory for us to submit our thesis. So apart from that, I believe that as a pharmacy postgraduate student, yeah, we can do more than what we expect. So I did join conference and seminars to just expand my knowledge and also my networking. So there's a few, I've gone through the conference and workshop and to train also on my presentation skills or my communication skills with the scientists. Yeah. So next, apart from that, as I feel like it is still a kind of responsibility as a pharmacy graduate, I feel like it is also important for me to continue the community engagement thingy. So I was given the chance to join the undergraduate programs for the immunization, and we do some sharings during the events and also some health screening, which pharmacy students we are trained to do it. Yeah. So as Ree mentioned, during the COVID, we also do some sanitizers to dispense to the public. So yeah, I feel like this part is what I can do apart from just merely doing my lab work as a postgraduate student. And yeah, I would be very appreciate that it's a good chance for me to meet all the peoples throughout the years of my undergraduates, and now I'm still feel very happy to have them as a company throughout the a bit hard time for me as because you know that research is about fail and success. So it's like throughout the period we do have some visiting students and undergrad students for us as a friend. We took them as friends instead of our juniors. So we do discuss. I have learned a lot from the undergraduate students. Apart from doing things in the lab, we do celebrate and enjoy some dinners out. Yeah, so also as a postgraduate student, I think it is very important for us to build networking, not only in our own field, but also other fields, so that we do have like collaboration in the future for like when you want to do other some collaborative work. So I have joined as well a Chrysalis Award organized by the Academy Science Malaysia through the Young Scientists Network. So from here, from this, I have learned a lot from like leadership, science communication skills, leadership skills from all the mentors, and also I get to learn like different topics or maybe interests from the group members that I have in this training. Some of them are from the environmental school background, some from engineering background. So I believe that is a good way like for us to think out of the box, apart from only focusing on pharmacy, because we know that in the end, science is about collaborations. So we can have a different way, like how to improve or from a different perspective or from a different fields, to think like how we can come into as a one to help for our public's needs. So last but not least, I just want to share about my attachment life. So I've given opportunities, which I appreciate very much, to be an attachment student here in UK now. I do get some opportunities to explore into new technologies, which I am not, how I say, not being learned in my PhD training. And I also get to gain some international networking. So in the future, hopefully we can come together and bring Malaysia to a higher level. Yeah. So apart from the level study back in here, so I also get to travel and experience the first 4 seasons country. Yeah. So one thing is, am I giving up my pharmacist license? So far, my answer is no, because I have recently enrolled into a PRP R&D academia at USM, which I have mentioned before, like one of the paths that we can do for our PRP, which is kind of rarely people notice about it. So recently, back I think is few months ago, USM is just introduced this PRP R&D program. So it's a good way if you are going to graduate, or you are planning for a postgraduate study, and as well as targeting to get your PRP license in a fast track. So this might be a good choice for you. So you get to get a full registration as the FRP, similar as your peers, because they are going to spend a year as a PRP training in any of the other options that through the previous field that I've mentioned. So apart from, on top of that, you get a master degree, or through this program after you've done some research training. And as we are aware that there's a news that saying that we are kind of, if we are enrolled into a Ministry of Health PRP, you may have to wait for a long time, as you may have listened from your seniors. So from this PRP R&D academia program, you can skip the long wait for the posting, because you are the one who decide when to enroll into the programs. Yeah, so you may skip the long wait, so it saves you for some time, so that you do not have to spend most of the time waiting for your time to get your license. So this is part of, I think, is part of your time management skills that you can have. So from here, in the program, we will be enrolled into a pharmacy practice training in the hospital, and also you have to work as a researcher for you to gain the research skill. So I think so far from me, this is one of the options that I can think of at my stage is a good way as a researcher and as well as being a pharmacist. So question comes back to me, am I regretting not to following the the mainstream, I would say the mainstream PRP directions, where most of the people went into the Ministry of Health or maybe clinical settings right after our undergraduate time. I would say, because like myself now, after like 3 years, yeah, 3 to 4 years after the graduating, I still haven't get my license compared to my friends who are already a registered pharmacist. So am I regretting, like I kind of being seen by the public as I'm still a student, I'm still not getting my pharmacist license, which is seen to be very important as a pharmacy student. You have to be a licensed pharmacist. So am I regretting? My answer today is no, I'm still not regretting. Because I feel like I have my own path, I have my own pace. But I would say that it is a very hard journey for me at the first place when I chose to being different from the others that I chose to do postgraduate, and then now after 3 years then only I want to get my PRP license. I wish that time I was told by some people or maybe my seniors, because during my time I do not have seniors to have the similar experience that they went into postgraduate studies before they get their license. So I wish that time I was told that it's never too late to get a license if even after a few years of fresh postgraduate study, because that time I was kind of miserable and I doubt myself whether my decision is right or not. So yeah, I wish I was still like someone that everyone grows in their own pace, and I shouldn't be compared myself to anyone. And believe in your choice. I get throughout the years during the postgraduate study, since my undergraduate study to my postgraduate study, I try to gain confidence slowly throughout the process. So I kind of now can tell that I should have believed in my choice, because I had hard time in the very beginning when I faced a lot of failures. So if someone telling me that time that believe in your choice, I guess I would have mentally more easy and to gone through all that. So last, I would say to those who wants to go into maybe as a researcher or maybe as a postgraduate students, don't be afraid to choose a different path than others. When if you see like, oh, majority of the people went into a clinical pharmacist, you do not want to went into clinical path, you feel like you want to go into industrial or maybe a private hospital or community pharmacy, you don't feel hesitate saying that, oh, I may have a wrong choice, but believe in yourself, because you are the one who knows yourself the most. You know what you want in the future. For me, I do not know what I want, but I'm sure that I know what I do not want. So to me, that time I feel like it's very, it's already good enough for me to know that what I do not want for my future. So that leads me to the current me. So if it's better for you to know what you want, but as I said, if you do not know what you want, you can just go with the path that you feel it might be it might be better, but not just like merely follow what majority say it is good. Because what is good for you is only you will know what is good for you. It's not from others' mouth. Yeah. So if you have more like if you need someone to talk to you about the undergraduate experience, or maybe someone to talk if you are feeling stressed throughout your undergraduate time, or maybe you are interested to pursue into postgraduate, you wish to know like how to apart from USM, where to get the opportunities for a postgraduate study, you may contact me through all these social medias. I will be happy to share with you some of my experience, or maybe we can discuss about it. Yep, that's it from me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dini. It was very rich content and inspiring. I wish it is to the audience. Maybe now we can take questions. Anyone, you can write your questions, please. If you have any questions or if you would like to know anything, please to ask freely.
Yeah, I wish the student will ask question. You know, my previous session when I talk about the credit hours, when I asked, is there any question? There's no question, right? But when I asked the student to fill in the feedback form, they are quite a big number says, we wish to have time to talk more. I was like, really? Because there's no question, right? Yes, Sini, actually, I also got my license very late. Do you know that?
I thought you went into a hospital for training at least a PRP a year.
But I did not get the license.
Oh, the fully registered.
Yeah, I'm not, because during my time was 1+3. 1 year PRP, 3 years fully registered FRP, then only you can get the license. Okay, or even you want to apply license A to open your shop, whatsoever. I did not get. I go straight to PhD with like you, exactly like you. And when I came back, apparently then I start to look for the document that I need to register as a pharmacist. And I lost my forensic result. I lost all those things that is needed. And of course, then because of the networking that we have, I asked my friend, do you still have the results? Because the results just shows like who passed, who failed, right? They just show the list of names. So I got finally the screenshot kind of list, and then I sent to Lembaga Pharmacy, and I explained, and I quote the what do you call Lembaga Pharmacy, Registration Act, I think. Okay, saying that if someone has PRP, you can skip your FRP, and plus the forensic, then you can register as a full pharmacist. So I got also very late in 2013. So if you see my registration number is far, like have a 5-digit, but my peers all they have only 4 digits, because I already late for 3 to 4 years, I think, more than that. Yeah, but that doesn't make me less, even though my salary now is not more anyway.
But one thing is, doctor, because many of my peers they see things like after graduate, we have to like immediately get our license. It seems like it kind of to complete the career path as a pharmacist. That's why when you went out into like after a few years of working, after a few years of graduating, people went out, you introduce yourself as I'm a pharmacist, I'm a registered pharmacist. So like for my case, I will just say I'm a pharmacy graduate. It sounds like a bit
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think maybe because I never introduced myself as a pharmacist. Yeah, I don't know what I was introduced myself before. I don't know. I forget already. Anyway, there's one question who asked you, I think from Shahira. How long does it take to finish PRP academia?
Oh, hi Shahira. So basically, based on the logbook that's set by the pharmacy board, you should have done 3 months training in the hospital and the rest of the 7 months in research field. That is a compulsory. But how long for you to finish the research part? It depends on how is your pace in doing your lab work. So I would say it's a minimum 1 year compulsory for the set by the pharmacy board, which is the similar period as the rest of the pathway. But one thing different from them is the Ministry of Health ERP, which they went directly into hospital. So they have a year of training in hospital. But for the PRP academia, we are only get into a 3 months hospital training.
Yeah.
Yes. Hope this answers your question.
May I ask the task of getting a PRP in a precise way? I mean, maybe the steps, right? Quite a lot of steps.
May I ask the task? So if you are saying about how to enroll into a PRP academia, back in USM, if you are interested, you can search USM pharmacy website. So you will get to see under the program, and they will have a list of procedure how you can apply to do the PRP under USM. So you just follow whatever listed there, then it will guide you into how you can enroll into this program.
Yeah, there is an information package in our USM School of Pharmaceutical Sciences website. The information package, and very, very right hand side, the tab, you can get all the information of what you need to do. Of course, you need to identify a good supervisor like myself in order to get registered. So is PRP Academy equivalent to 1 year compulsory PRP?
Yes, it will be same as those who went into a hospital or maybe community pharmacy. So you will get the same PRP certificate as those if you enroll into this. Yes.
Yeah, at the moment, yes. Yeah. Okay, so any more question? You know, when you see Xin Yi and Reem is very busy in arranging their life, right? Some of the tips that Reem mentioned is really precious. Believe it or not, I received a lot of email with the beginning of hi, then directly into the content, and then without regards. So just to mention, I'm not sure. I try not to be so fussy. But for other people, it is always good that you address properly, like what Reem has mentioned in her presentation. Try not to take things for granted, because I know sometimes the good morning and good day, it just take you like maybe 10 seconds to type it. So why we skip that, right? And also, as they are very busy, you know, Xin Yi, you have not tell what is the secret recipe of you managing the time. And also Reem, what are the secret recipe that you guys managing the time? Is that simply the calendar? So the calendar everyone also have. Why not they are managing the? Why not they can manage their time very well? Is there any secret steps that you have taken that which the others have not taken? What do you think?
For myself, I think I mentioned that I make the time. I make the time for the things, and I prioritize the things. So let's say, despite the fact that we go hang out or we go outside with friends, but it's not, you cannot see me going outside every day, for example. This is one thing. But on the other hand, I know exactly what I want. So I have, let's say, one more practice I do in my to encourage myself and to keep the things productive is that I always check my CV. I should update my CV every 2 to 3 months. I have to update my CV. So I know that everything has a price. So despite that, we look strong and we look smiling, no one knows the stories behind everything. We have sacrifice, we have prices we have paid already. So yeah, we prioritize the things. We know what to select from the buffet. We have a big buffet and we just select what suits us.
Yeah, it seems like you strategize your CV, right?
Yeah.
And that is quite a good advice, because I have heard from someone that, you know, someone told me, you know, every day I need to do something which is going to add one more line in my CV. Yes. You know, I was like, wow. So you already live for how many days? So your CV is very long.
Not every day, but like.
And this person who told me is quite a number of age, but it's fine. But I really admire the way that he advised people, and then start from there on, I really take his advice unconsciously, because I start to realize that I do things also as long as they add in my CV, means those things that I should prioritize.
Yes.
And how about you, Cindy? What are your secret recipe?
I
You
think
have not
on
tell your
top
secret
of
recipe.
I think for me myself, I do agree that it's important for us to like make some lines in our CVs. But one thing is I realize it's important. Yeah, CV is important definitely. But what to add into your CV is I feel it would be easier for you to add something you interest in your CV, because I have been joining a few events back in my undergraduate time, which it did spend a lot of time, I mean, a lot of study time or maybe some relaxation time during my undergraduate. But the thing is, I find that I do not like what I have joined those, although it appears in my CV. I feel like if I have gone back to, if now for me, I went back to my undergraduate time, I wouldn't join it just merely for my CV, because I feel like we need to have the passion to continue because our what I more prioritize for now is my mental health at because I was so stressed that time. I feel like, oh, because the majority of the people join, or maybe majority of the people think that is good for CV, so I joined. But I suffered a lot that time. So I feel like for time management wise perspective is always good to have find something you are really passionate in and is also at the same time work for your CV.
Because initially when we say to do something to add in our CVs, it sounds like very, we are very bad, right? Do it with intention.
Yes, exactly.
Right. No. I'm not trying to encourage that. Believe it or not, the things that I do usually, like spend time like these hours, usually I do it with passion.
Yeah.
Any more things to add?
Doctor, one thing is that making time for people to help people also, like making time to help others, especially like from what I know, that lecturers do not get paid extra for helping students off the the time after 5, let's say. But although despite the fact this lecturer are willing to help, I mean, freely, there is no limit to helping. So yeah, this is something, I mean, it's not mentioned in the CV, but it's really make person feel their value, the people feel their value. And this is the ultimate thing. CV is a value, professional value, but helping people is the real value actually.
Yeah. We feel that we exist with value, right?
It will be good for mental health.
Yeah. Helping people is good for mental health. Yes.
You feel the satisfaction when you help people.
Yeah. Any more questions, student? Do you have any question? If not, we can call it a day. And can you please provide feedback to us by filling in this form attached in the chat box? You will get e-certificate. Well, I will try my best to ask for the MyCST. Okay. Any more last advice that you want to give to the student, Cindy and Reem? Maybe Reem go first.
I think don't be afraid. If you know that you are going to die in 2 or 3 years, you will be less afraid. You will try everything. So don't be afraid. Just go for it and do whatever. There is nothing to regret. There is nothing, literally, particularly at your age. Your mistakes are lessons. After you graduate, they are not lessons, they are sins. So you learn.
Oh my God. So I think as a student, they also usually they worried about their results, right? And I think one thing that I would like to emphasize, I give my word also, okay? Even though I'm not invited speaker, the result is only important. Let's say if you want to be fast track, you are first class and then you become fast track, then you get first class, okay? Otherwise, or you want the scholarship and then you get first class. Otherwise, don't stress yourself to get first class, but don't say I said it because this is a closed group. But you also need to study whatsoever. In the industry, okay, they will only look for, okay, but in those multinational MNC company, they will look for people with, of course, a better result, but not necessary first class. Let's say you are 3.5 and above. Okay, they will look at you and they will interview you, but you still come with email of hi, and then without greeting, sorry, even though you are 3.99, the answer is no. So those are courtesy and networks that you need to learn. And other than that, 3.3 and 3.0 and above is actually sufficient for the work out there. Yes, you, Sini.
Yeah, for myself, I hope I'm still not too old to call myself as a student. So I do understand students' pressure at their age, I mean at their stage for now. So I'm happy to talk to anyone if you feel like you do not want to talk to your lecturer about your stress because you do not want them to judge you, or maybe you do not want to talk to your friends. You can come to talk to me. I'm always willing to open to talk to everyone. Yeah. I hope I can still not too old to say that I can understand undergraduates' thought.
Yeah, I can also, I'm not also not too old. Actually, I can understand you very well. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you, Sini. Thank you, Reem, for your precious time and also your precious advice. So good night, everyone, and thank you. We shall call it for a day.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for attending.
Thank you. Bye-bye.